studio. My old studio is changing, right? So I'm redoing stuff. One of the things, someone got through major withdrawals. There you go. The main thing that I am doing as part of all of this hubbub is I kind of have to remove, I don't have to, I shouldn't say that. It's not the appropriate thing. I'm removing as like a major theme of the show, alcohol, at least for the known future. You said the mic is clipping very hot, but it's not showing me that on my, it's actually showing it's not doing that at all. Let me see. We'll get this thing set up. Yeah, I can see the volume. It is a little high. Hold on. Forgot me. We'll bring it down a bit. That should be better. I'm not used to broadcasting with this mic in this room going in the way it is. So, working on that. All right. So here we go. I'm removing most of the alcohol references from the show. I won't be drinking on the show, at least for quite a while. Just because. Like, I guess it was maybe I drank too much on a show. I don't know if you guys know that sometimes I drink too much on a show. So that being said, as part of that, I'm taking down, I really hate doing this specifically. I took down the anniversary gift that Lady Raggets got me. The anniversary gift that Lady Raggets got me was the liquor bottle painting that was behind me. And I'm removing it from the background of the show, again, at least temporarily. And instead, I'm putting up my Joker painting behind me because right? Yeah? That's I think you guys will like the Joker painting I have. I really do. It's a great painting. And I don't know. Sometimes you can be a fan of the world around you. You guys will see it. It'll be up. One of the other major changes I'm doing is I will be standing for the show, even down in my office. We're going to switch to a standing show rather than sitting down. I think that's a big part of doing the show and keeping my energy level up and keeping the show length actually at a reasonable pace rather than going to like 6-7 hours of shows or whatever. Like I have done, I know I haven't done a lot of those recently, but by standing up, you know, it keeps me active and moving. It keeps me in my sort of natural talking element. I don't like talking sitting down. I do it on the show, or did it on the show because I had to. So I'll be doing standing streams. I have to work out a little bit of how I'm going to be manipulating like what the fuck's on the stream that you guys see and stuff like that. Working on all that, getting that done. But for now, I really, really wanted to like actually pop in and say, hey guys, how's it going? Because a lot's happened in the past couple weeks. And as I'm sure you can be very sensitive about, like, I can't talk about a lot of it. There will come a day, I suppose, when things can be talked about. But for now, I have an ongoing criminal case. If you're not caught up, I have an ongoing criminal case in the state of Minnesota. And, you know, until that is resolved, I have to be a little bit circumspect about what I say about it. obviously, there are a lot of really well-meaning people out there who have a bunch of great advice for that case. And I mean that, I'm saying it a little bit sarcastically, but there are a lot of people who really do mean well, who've said a lot. And you find out very quickly who has no idea, like, how criminal trials run, or criminal cases, I should say. And many of them are lawyers. Some of them have trouble, like, keeping both eyes in a forward direction, like, and looking towards the future. Some of them just always keep one eye on the grift. And they limp along in this weird sort of manner, trying to pretend that they have any fucking idea what's going on. They don't. They know so little that it's embarrassing. But, you know, that's fine, because they can pretend to be a lot of things. Like Good with Women, for example. But that being said, we'll just move along past that, and we'll just go ahead and not worry about it. Some very well-meaning friends have reached out to me and have sent me lots of love and support and all of that stuff. You know, the problem is they want things, like, they're moving at the pace of internet. They're moving at the pace of internet. They want things done, like, now. And, like, guys, it's a criminal case in fucking Bumpkinville, Minnesota. The prosecutor still has to, like, learn how to type. It's going to take a while. That's a joke. She knows how to type. I've worked with her before. She's very nice. But no, so like, literally, legitimately, people are like, you got to get this thing done and done and done. It's like, guys, it doesn't go that fast. It doesn't go that fast out here. It might in other jurisdictions or whatever. Out here, it doesn't. And really, there's a whole bunch of considerations that go into a case that affect the timeline. And I'm not in control of pretty much any of them. If you've never been charged with a felony, let me just enlighten you. The state tells you what will happen when. And that's about it. So that being said, again, I'm not going to sit and talk about the case. I can't do that. I just want to give a shout out to many very good friends who have been out there supporting me, offering wonderful advice, both in a personal and professional manner. Everybody I have met who's reached out privately has been relatively well-meaning, even the ones who have a whole lot of the situation wrong and the story wrong, and they have advice that's not really useful, even though it's well-meaning. And that's what people need to understand about anybody in a sort of tumultuous situation, or you could call it crisis or trauma or whatever, is you should always, if you're the person who's not in that situation, you're talking to someone who is, you should always remember that if your advice isn't taken or heeded, it's not necessarily because the advice is bad, but the advice may not be appropriate for the situation based on something you do or don't know. And I'll give some special shout outs out there to people who've been really, really good friends and companions through this behind the scenes. Good Logic, obviously, has been a great friend. And his first concerns, how are you doing? Like, how are you? How are you, my friend? And he's really been great. Megan Fox has always been concerned about how I'm doing, how my family's doing. And that's been really, really great to see as well. Some of the others, I'm not going to mention some people because their discussions with me have been anonymous and confidential, and they can stay that way. But I will throw a special shout out to DUI Guy, who I've been talking to as well. And he's made a very, very generous sort of offer towards me. Whether or not I take him up on that offer, it remains to be seen. But he's been nothing short of very, very fucking supportive and really, really earnest and genuine in that support. So obviously there's a ton of my other friends who are out there. They know who they are. I'm not going to put everybody on blast. Those three have been relentless. Oh, and I guess I would be remiss if I didn't say Ryan the editor, who's like credited himself automatically with not being fired so goddamn much. Guys, if you don't know this, I'll only do this once. But Ryan the editor is one of the truly, genuinely most stand-up people that I've met in a long time. He's a great dude, and always primarily concerned with how the people in his life are doing, even to the detriment of himself, which he shouldn't do, because he deserves to be like taken care of in his own way, and hopefully a nice boy will do that for him when he grows older. But he's a genuinely great dude, and he's been he's been checking on me quite a bit. So I won't fire him for a little bit. Yes, there are others. Maiden Iron is pointing them out, and other people are pointing them out. Viva and Barnes have been very steadfast stand-up guys. Barnes' indignation about the circumstances of the search warrant are really interesting. I can't talk about arguments or legal strategy that I am taking or considering or whatever, but Barnes has some really interesting observations, and I think people can go watch. Look, I encourage you to watch whoever's analysis of whatever. There's some good analyses out there. There's some bad analyses out there, as always. I have watched basically zero of them. I've gotten summaries. I've seen clips and stuff like that. I don't have time to do it right now. It's crazy. Most of my free time right now is responding in some way to some messages from someone. And someone's always like, it's weird because you want to like just queue up messages and be like, okay, I'll get this one, then this one, and get them in order. But it doesn't work that way. What ends up happening is I suddenly have, a little bit of time to go ahead and tackle some social media communications. And what I find is I'm responding to the most recent one that has hit me at that time. And that's the best way, because the support and the concern has been pretty overwhelming, which is great. I also have to say, obviously, Camelot, my boy, is out there. Guys, check out Camelot's racing shit. It's really, really fucking exciting how well that's going on. Kurt, I see him in the chat. He's been awesome. Really just a bunch of people have been great. I'm sorry if I missed someone. The people I talk to personally know who they are. So I'm not going to sit here and jerk everybody off, though. I do see Camelot in the chat as well. What Camelot should be doing is racing. Did you guys know that Camelot is now a racist? He is a racer and a racist. He's lead attorney, obviously. Always forgetting the black guy. Lead attorney has been wonderful. And again, I haven't watched everybody's shows, and some people will send me a clip or something, or say, hey, so and so said something about you. And some people it's almost like they're concerned that someone might have said something negative at some stream somewhere. And guys, it's always been this way. People are allowed to have different opinions about me. They're allowed to make up their minds on whatever I don't want to say the evidence. That's getting a little fucking official here. Whatever the story that people know is, they're going to make decisions and judgments and assessments based on the story that they hear, right? That should be obvious. I will say this. I said it before. People completely misinterpreted this one as well. The story is something that is not what's being said. How far off in what areas will differ all over the place. And this is going well beyond legal. I don't know, like I was like kind of like trending all over the place. I saw Law and Crime covered my search warrant. I cannot wait to go through the fucking Law and Crime coverage of my search warrant. Like I can, because like, of course they did. I don't begrudge them for doing it. I would have done it twice. Like if Dan Abrams ever gets, if that fucking dude ever gets like, I don't know what he'd be charged with or whatever, I will make fun of him all day. So I would expect them to do the same, but I now want to go back and chop up their analysis because it's going to be funny. A lot of people have said a lot of really shitty things about me, and particularly me and Lady Rackets. And I will say this one time. Again, the story and reality diverge in places, but I'll say this this way. People can only make value judgments and assessments based on what they have seen and heard. And what they have seen and heard now will be their value judgment and assessment. And at some point, I'll either get the opportunity to correct that for someone or I won't. And that's life. Especially that's life in any sort of media. You get the opportunity to speak, and people may not always take the opportunity to listen. And if that's what people decide to do and they've made their judgments, then I can't begrudge them for that. Of course, you know, when things are said about you, when allegations or inaccuracies crop up, you want to run out and address them. You want to immediately put up the counter narrative. You want to say, this is wrong, this is a lie, this is bullshit, they know it, blah, 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 blah. And when you're charged criminally, you can't really do that. You just can't. So some of that is going to just have to wait a long time, or maybe a short time. We'll find out. But that being said, it's just how it goes. And I don't begrudge anyone their bad judgments, except for people who actually know better. You know, there are people out there who know more of the story. And this is always true in every circumstance, but it's also true in this one. There are people out there who know more of the story than they are letting on, and they are dishonestly speaking about it. And some people, you know, go ahead and, for whatever reason, take up a position, we'll say opposed to someone for a purpose that doesn't make sense in the long or short run to me. But I know I have to speak cryptically about this because I'm not here to throw people under the bus. I'm not here to like point any guns or anything. Oh God, no, those are gone. No, I'm not here to point anything at anybody. But there are people out there who know things that they're saying are untrue. And there are people out there who know shit about my character and are saying things about my character that aren't true. And the worst of the worst, in my opinion, are the ones who not only know things and know about my character, but they also know their own character. And methinks some of them doth protest too much. And methinks maybe some of them have adopted a position for personal gain, and they'll do that. Like, that's fine. Again, I'm not going to call anybody out. I don't need anybody to do anything I don't need anybody to even stop watching or stop listening to anybody. And that's not the point. It's just, I'm sharing with you guys my experiences going through this, because this is kind of like this is foreign territory, man. I'm coming after one person and it's so gay. Oh, no. Believe me, I'm not coming after anybody. I made fun of Legal Mindset because he's a retard, but that's his own problem. I'm not even talking about him in this scenario at all. I literally just made fun of him because he's retarded. He acts like this super Chad ladies man as he looks off to the boys' room with one eye, the girls' room with one eye, and limps between them because he can't decide which one to go to. I'll make fun of him because he's dumb. That being said, I'm not going after anybody else right now specifically because I don't need it. And you should still watch him, by the way. Like, no one should stop watching Legal Mindset because I made fun of him. We're all allowed to make fun of each other, right? Like, that's okay. I thought. Is that not okay? But yeah, there are people who are genuinely, what the fuck? I just realized I may have had another mic picking up something, so I have two mics in the room, because it's also a karaoke setup. But yeah, there are other people out there who fit the criteria that I was talking about much better than him. They'll know who they are, and I'm not here to burn or torch anybody. I really don't fucking care. People have to make their judgments based on what they know. Some people are making performative judgments based on the opposite of what they know, and that's okay. Cheers to them. You learn a lot. You learn a lot at various times doing this job, which is the gayest shit I've ever heard or said. That's not the gayest shit I've ever said. Let's be honest. It is June. But you learn a lot in this sort of world of fucking social media and talking and networking with people about who actually is actual. And you learn it at different times. Triumphs, you learn a little bit. Crises, you learn a lot. And all you can do is keep going, because you can never know ahead of time. You can try and judge people's character. You can try and take advice from other people, of course. But you can never actually know in enough time to really make a value assessment of someone before you invest in them. Oh, God, what a gross word that is. But like, as people become part of your network and you talk to them more and cross promote and all that shit, you can't always know how things are going to turn out, and you can't worry about it either. So I'm mad at Drexel? No, I'm not mad at Drexel at all. Why would I be mad at Drex? Barnes says the search warrant is a total crock. Look, again, I'm not going to comment on any of that stuff. I can't right now. At some point, if I comment about the search warrant, it'll be done in a filing. That's an if, by the way, the state, they're just waiting. They're just waiting. The state is like, oh, God, can he please say something? I hope they put all my gay jokes in a filing or whatever. But no, it's if I'm going to say anything about the case, you'll find out about it in a filing, probably through my attorney. Everybody's like, don't represent yourself. Like, I know. You said you're going to represent yourself. No. I said at the arraignment, which, by the way, I said at the arraignment that I was representing myself for this arraignment because it's just an arraignment. I knew the score. I actually knew pretty much exactly what my bail was going to be based on other bail set and possession cases in this county, especially ones that involve guns. Like, if I had to guess what bail would be, I would have guessed $60,000 to $75,000, because I'm a pessimist. They set it at 50. I still think that's too high. I still think $50,000 to show that you're like not, that you're actually not even show, to enjoy the not being guilty part of not guilty until proven so, right? Like, I do think that $50,000 is a little onerous, but the way bonding works, it doesn't end up being that much. We won't get into it too much about that. Those of you who know how bonding works will know. We can talk about it some other time. It's not why we're here. Off topics, what are your thoughts on Trump's guilty verdict? I knew he would be found guilty. Do I think he'll get prison time? No. Robin say, how about Biden shitting himself in France today? Look, if I was in France, I'd be shitting myself too. Because the last time I was in France, it was different. Where's the dog? Is Sunny, our dog? She's in the bathroom. At night, Sunny hangs out in our bathroom. Yeah, that was a weird one. People are like, the dog was taken or something. Like, ATF didn't raid the house. The dog's alive. Like, if ATF came... like, okay, yeah, no, but ATF didn't come. It was just a local sheriff, so they didn't shoot the tiny pug. She's still alive. Show us the dog. I can go get her in a minute. I'm happy to. When did I get a dog? Oh, when God cursed me. But no, yeah, there's so many fucking wild stories out there. I've seen only a fraction of them. Like, obviously, I can't follow all the stuff about me. I don't know how other people do. And I find out stuff from the internet. I'm like, oh man, that's cool. Or that's not cool. Like, sometimes, like, oh, my dog's dead. Shit. But no, she's very much alive. I found out that she was dead, and then I also found out that she was alive when I just was like, hey, Sonny, and she started yapping. Ceiling cats. Well, no, they're floor cats here because I'm actually over my office is right below me. So they're floor cats here. They kind of up and down through the floor or whatever. Please comment on the status of Sonichu medallion. It's still here. It's still here. But yeah. It's kind of wild what you find out about yourself very quickly from partial stories. And I've been learning a lot about myself. In some ways, I like what I'm learning. And in other ways, I'm like, I don't like that at all. But one thing I do like, and this is something that'll be fun. I can't do it now. This is what I hate. Like, the things that they want to take away from you, it's not, and the government isn't actually taking it away from you, but people get very overly cautious, and that's the right move. Don't get me wrong. They get very overly cautious about stuff, and they take away, like, levity. So, like, there are a bunch of just banger memes. There are a bunch of just fucking banger memes out there. And I want to, like, share them and laugh at them because they're funny. Like, funny things are still funny. But when this stuff happens to people, everybody's like, no. You got to watch out. The joke police are coming. The joke police are coming. And if you tell a joke or you smile or if you don't smile in public. Like, if you're out in public, people will be like, this motherfucker. Like, well, what are you supposed to do with every part of your day? Like, you can't laugh at a joke. You can't enjoy a show or a movie. Like, you can't do anything because someone's like, they should be doing something else. Like, well, okay, calm your tits there, chief. Is that right? Fuck. I think I got to say it like Pro Pride Month. Calm your tits there, bro. People will have momentary emotions, and I get to go through the full gambit of them every, couple minutes. It's cool. I think you should try that. Did I go to church this weekend? Yes. Yeah, I go to church pretty often. It's that's part of the old routine. But yeah. Oh, people, I don't know. People were really concerned about my health It's amazing what happens when you're not sick and you can eat, but I have been putting the weight back on, and I'm right around my target weight. It's great, which is really cool. I am going to try and get to all the tips that are there. I really appreciate them. I don't really have a friendly setup for grabbing all of them right now. The same church, no. And that's actually has nothing to do with anything other than in the summertime, we tend to go to this other church, just scheduling and shit like that. But yeah. Just don't drink and sure. Oh God, why would I do that? Show us the fucking dog. Nobody believes you. Oh, now I won't. No, I won't. So it's someone says, not sick. Yeah, that's it. No, seriously, like it's funny to me. Like this is one of those moments of levity that I can go ahead and share a little bit with you is like events converge that are unrelated and people are like, see? And it's like, no, actually, I really did get sick for 20 days out of about somewhere between a 40 and 60 day period. There were 2 10-day periods where I couldn't fucking eat. I could barely get out of bed. And I ran a fever most days between 101, 102, and 104. And there was one time, this is a true story, by the way. People are like, oh, he's lying. There's no reason for me to lie about this. It was goofy. I think it was actually just a result of how we do the, they have the type of thermometer that you use. But I did have a 107 reading on a thermometer one day. And I think it was because I was bundled up in fucking bed while I had a fever and I was probably just sitting there overheating on the surface. I don't think I was actually dying with my brain cooking. But once I got cooled down, my fever there was 104. Like that's true. But people are like, see, this happened. That's what the weight loss was. No, I literally couldn't eat. I'm sorry. I wanted to. But yeah, it's again, the way the internet works, and you can't like blame people for it. Again, they only have the parts of the story that they have. And even if like I can tell you whatever part of any story and you'd never know I was being honest or not. Like you never know anybody is. You just have to make your judgments based on character of the person you know. You guys will do that to me, and that's that. Like that's how it's always been. So there's it's always trust me, bro, and you have to decide yes or no, and you have to do that forever, for everyone. Start an eating substream, Griff the food stuff. God. I still have my 4,000 calorie ramen that someone sent me. I gotta cook that fucker. That's what I need to do. Need to do that. And just say like, you're not getting done with the stream until you eat it all. Cause it's absolutely do not eat alone. But, yeah, Gentleman Sausage says, I've seen people get false highs on a forehead thermometer after sunburn. I didn't see the rest of your comment, but yeah, I assume that my 107 was a little inflated, but the in-ear thermometer on that one was still 104. It was fucking gross. But that's that. Movie watch streams and game streams again. God, oh, fuck me. Right before this shit happened. I don't know if you guys remember when I was playing games on Twitch, because I did for a little while, and I enjoyed it, but then I stopped enjoying games. Something happened. They announced Owlcat Games, which did Pathfinder Kingmaker. They announced a game that was right up my butthole, and it was called Rogue Trader. It's a Warhammer 40K RPG in the same style that they did Pathfinder Kingmaker. I bought the super fucking collector's edition box for it. This is like 2 years ago or something. And I thought maybe I like somehow screwed it up because it never ever came out. Like I never got it. And I just got it like right before all this legal shit hit. So I have thought about firing up, and I think you could have been able to play this game on Steam or like early access forever, but I never did because I kind of lost interest in playing video games and lost time on it. But maybe I can get back into some gaming streams at some point for that. The movie streams on Twitch don't work anymore. They're gone. They're done. Twitch actually shut down the watch party feature. Now you can still do a watch party if you just like say, hey, I'm watching this movie. We're starting it now at this point, and then you go. But you can't stream it through a streaming service without running huge copyright risks. So, I don't know. I've got to figure that out. I don't want to promise people that we'll do watch party things. It may be very clunky. I just wish Amazon would have implemented a plan where I could pay, I don't know, $100, $200 or whatever, and do a screening of any movie in the Amazon library, whether people had Prime or not. Similar to like how a movie theater would do it. Because I think that'd be a way better feature. I think, people could come into the stream. I pay like upfront cost on licensing the movie for a one-time limited showing. And then everybody who watches my stream can watch the movie and they can choose to donate to me to like, I can recoup the cost or whatever. To me, that would be awesome. But Stacy says back to trial streams. Yes. One of the big changes I'm looking at making is tooling the show much more towards a daytime schedule. I've been talking about this for a while, and suddenly I've got an opportunity to do just that. I actually wanted to get into the Karen Reed case and get into it this week, and then the state kept telling me places I needed to be and things I needed to do, right in the middle of the fucking day. Every day this week. So that hasn't happened yet, but I'm working on that. And that shit really should tame down at some point. But, when there's hoops, you jump through them. Are you planning on doing any Hunter Biden coverage? Yeah, I am. One of the interesting things is I have a parallel. Blake Glengarry says, go back to your roots, man. Trial streams aren't my roots. I don't know where people got the idea that they're like, oh, trial streams are his roots and trial streams are where he grew so much. Like I did grow quite a bit during trial streams, but the major growth portions on my channel were not always trial stream related. And some of the biggest growth based on percentages was not done during trial streams at all. Like they hadn't been invented yet by me by accident. Like that hadn't happened. Like the Vic Mignogna case was huge in bringing people and eyes to the channel. Well, the Dick Masterson case as well. In some ways, the Google case, Poppy, like there were like moments where growth happened. A big boost was the fucking political coverage in the 2020 election. Like there's all sorts of ways. Going back to my roots goes well before Rittenhouse and well before trial streams. I like trial streams. I want to get back to doing them. What I don't want to do is start a trial stream at 8 a.m. and then at 9:45 have to go and come back at like noon and be in the middle of the fucking stream and then have to go somewhere else at 2 or whatever. Can I confirm that I am in possession of knowledge that could lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton? No, I cannot confirm that because I'm still alive. So that's not there. But yeah, this whole like, I know people mean well with it, and I like trial streams. From a content perspective, they're really easy to do. You don't need to do a shitload of research. You actually don't need to do much at all. You're going to turn on a thing and watch it and comment along with existing opinions and knowledge. And sure, you can start to sprinkle in knowledge about a particular fact set around the case or whatever. You can start adding things in as a content creator, I guess. But the the secret that the law tube or whatever community doesn't want to say out loud is like, trial streams are fucking easy, except for the amount of like time that they take. But yeah, man, you just sit there and like make fun of stuff. That's great. But they're also really good content. Don't get me wrong. And I like doing them. Been looking for an opportunity to get back to them. But for many reasons that predate my recent legal issues, it's taken a bit. Hey, AJ, I mirror it. You can say that. You could just, like, if you just say it like slightly less so it isn't so spammy, you can say it all you want. Like, I'm not going to stop you. But if you keep like taking up the whole fucking chat window with the spam, like I'll just throw you out. Because fuck you. Go take your free speech onto that cock you want to put in your mouth. But anyway, with how's the book coming along? Well, it's hit a roadblock. But yeah. Look, all of this has been very, very tumultuous. It's not fun. It's I gave Maddox a win. Look, I am a giver. It's tumultuous. It's not fun. People say the worst shit about you. It's not true, and you can't really do anything to do otherwise. I will say this. We'll say it. I'm going to be a little harsh in this statement. The amount of bootlicking faggots out there who are like, the government said. All right. And by the way, bootlicking faggots includes a bunch of lawyers who at every other time will tell you, oh, you can't trust the government, you can't trust the narrative. And now they're like, oh man, look what they said. Look what the government said here. And they're like just so happy about it. You can always find someone's true colors when they have the opportunity to stand by what they say. And they don't. But I digress. Tell you what, guys. There has been a request. That request is for a puppy. I am a giver. I'll go grab the puppy, bring her on camera for a little bit, put her away. The stream, I was planning on streaming for about an hour tonight. I am looking to return to Rumble and YouTube very soon. Maybe tomorrow, if my studio's ready. I have a bunch of great topics to discuss. It may not be till Saturday. You know, it really depends. I'm trying to find the right time, give people enough of a heads up. I have a feeling the comeback. It's not the comeback stream, please. Like, oh, fucking don't call it a comeback. It's literally not intended to be that. I'm going to be streaming kind of as per normal, especially on Rumble and YouTube for some time. We're going to get into more of a normal show rhythm. I'm not going to sit here and run a Rekieta drama tour. I think it's been done by a lot of people, and they can do that. No one's ever tried to stop anyone. That's another fun one. When you keep finding out that you were trying to stop people from doing stuff, and you're like, holy fuck, I don't even know who that retard is. Like, if there's anybody out there who says, oh yeah, Nick tried to stop me from doing this, or Nick said this, or Nick asked me to do this, or delete that, or remove that. That has never been true, except for one time when I politely asked someone to take one thing down, and I said, I'm not going to be a dick about it. I'm not going to DMCA it or anything like that. But if you just please take this one thing down, I'd appreciate it. A couple other times I asked on behalf of other people, like, hey, that's a thing that might cause someone some hurt that wasn't intended. I would appreciate it if you could consider taking it down. I've never threatened anybody or told anybody that they had to take something down or been a bitch about it. And if people left it up, like, that's up to them. I don't like, there's no like, anybody who says any of that shit. Okay. I guess. Are cats better than dogs? Yes. Yes, they are. Why did I have a black eye? I fell. I fell. No, I legit fell. It was the night of that really bad stream, and I wish I could have blamed it on the liquor, but I actually slipped on a dog toy. Fucking hit my eye on the... it hit right here across the countertop in my bathroom. But, like, I was torched. If I did not slip on a dog toy, I probably would have otherwise fallen because of drinking. Okay? Like, there's no dodging of that. It was just that fucking stupid. Again, this is the thing where it's like the circumstances play out. If I fell from the liquor, I'd just tell you. Because I had ingested more than enough liquor to fall and hit my face. Like, that was true. I did that on stream. Holy shit, guys, I didn't even remember most of that damn stream as it happened. I was way too intoxicated. So much liquor. Like, and you can watch me just pounding it back, right? Like, you can see it. Or you could see it, or whatever. No bones about that. I wish it would have been I drunkenly stumbled and hit my fucking face on the counter, but it turned out I slipped on a dog toy. It's even gayer. But yeah, so that was my black eye. I looked super cool. I know a bunch of people like want funnier stories with all this stuff. And it's like, nah, not really. Like, I wish there were funnier stories. At least then it'd be funnier. But now it's pretty boring. Let me go. Wouldn't your nose hit first? It did. It just hit up here. It hit way up here on the bridge of my nose, and it hit right here. And there's actually a little spot here. I think my head must have rolled like that way as I hit. But yeah, the wound went this way, and my eye fucking went purple. It was cool. But I'll be right back with the dog. See you in just a second. Okay. Here we go. Here's Sunny. Hello, you stupid little retard. Woof, 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 woof. There we go. So this is, pugs are what we call like God's mistake. But, because look at it. What are you even sniffing? But yeah, so that being said, yeah, guys, dogs are so fucking annoying. And this one, oh God, being around it while it eats, it's like listening to Jabba the Hutt have sex with himself. So fucking... Jesus Christ. Ew, it's gross. All right. I'm going to go put this thing away. Yeah, I know. God, look at it. It's stupid. It like gross. Just snort at people. Have you guys ever had like have you ever been in a room with like a really obese person? I had a writer's workshop with this big fat guy. Like, not all fat people are like this, but all of them are. This guy was just like a big guy. He just, everything was a noise. Like when he moved, it made sounds like jello being like sloshed through a fucking slip and slide or whatever. And his breathing was just like, oh my God, that's what this dog is like. That's what having a pug is like. They're just, you go, it's like an asthmatic, but it has 4 legs so it won't die. God made you to not survive. Why did you live? Anyway, I'm going to go take this thing back. I'll be right back and we'll finish up the show. Ow! Damn it, I just kicked a fucking rocking chair. Hey, hi. Hashuv says your jokes are shit. Well, good. There you go. It's I don't know, man. Like when the worst shit in the world gets said about you, you realize like how fucking already doing this this sort of gig where people are wondering what this is, by the way. It's just a Monster fucking sweet tea lemonade. Doing the social media thing, you already have to get used to people saying shit about you. Yeah. When like real shit gets said about you that is really untrue and really fucking horrid, like you stop giving a shit when someone's like, your jokes are bad. It's like, okay, cool. Says rehab on the can. It does. It does. Refresh, recover, rehab with Monster. Brought to you by Rekieta. Wasn't Ralph tweeting he was supposed to have you on a guest on your first stream back? No. Ralph was tweeting that, and this is true, that I will be doing my first solo interview with Ralph on the Kill stream. That is true. He asked me to lock down a date for that. I haven't been able to yet. I haven't been sure when I could even do this stream, much less any other streams, but I will be doing my first solo interview back will be on the Kill stream. That's not the first stream I do or anything like that, but yeah, that will be happening at some point. So it's people can say whatever they want about him. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care. There's some personal poeticness to all of it that helped me make that decision. It's good. Amelia Locke says, why? It doesn't matter to anybody else in the world than me. Good Logic is, 1,700 people away from 100K? Get that, man. How does he not have 100K yet? How does he not have 100K yet? You read Tips Yet, Gaywad? No, I have not. I might need to pull up my phone to do it. So give me a second. Oh, I was out cleaning my hot tub today, which is cool. I'll probably bring back some hot tub streaming at some point here. But it had to get its spring/summer cleaning in, which is a full one. You got to replace all the water and everything because it starts to get just a little bit fuzzy. I don't know if you've ever had like a hot tub or a pool or whatever, like you can purify the water over and over and over, but eventually it just starts to feel chemically. He's like, no matter how much chlorine I put in here, it doesn't get out all the semen. And so you have to just like, that's a joke. Jeez, it definitely gets it all out. But you have to just replace the water from time to time because it starts to get awkward. It just doesn't feel like good water. Chichunia says, ew, all the sex in there, gross. Guys, I don't have sex in a hot tub. I have a heat allergy. Do you understand what that would do to me? I can barely be in a hot tub, especially in the summertime. I can barely be in a hot tub more than about 20 minutes. I'm not fucking anything in a fucking hot tub. I will die. It will be the worst. Oh my God. First of all, sex in water sucks. Sex in a hot tub, particularly for me, no thanks. Yuck. All right, let me pull up this. Let me pull up my own stream. And here we go. Oh, I'm being stream sniped. That's cute. Here we go. Oh, I'm being stream sniped. That's cute. All right, let's see if we come back. We're back? Are we back? Okay. I won't be doing the tips on there. I just have to load them up on here and I'll have to bend over a couple times. Sorry about that. I opened the stream on my phone, which confused it. On my side, it looked the same. Do you have three computers? No, that's just window. It's like a gazebo window behind me. It's just reflecting my TV that I'm looking at so I can read the chat while having a camera instead of sitting in front of like a laptop. Okay, what I won't be able to do for a little bit though, guys, is see the chat. I won't see the chat at all. So I'm sure you can do whatever and say a bunch of shit. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try and get all of the tips in order. This isn't the best system for it. Okay, is that it? Yeah, Ryan PD911 says Earl Grey is Racket's only hope. Maybe. Airhead151 says, I hope you and your family are doing as good as they can. You look 100 times better than the last stream. I'm drinking about 100 shots less. Much love. Hope for the best outcome for all of you and your family. Thank you very much, Airhead. AJ Merritt says, Russell Greer is doing better in life than you are right now. Go Russ. I'm proud of him. AJ Meard says, Russell Greer is doing better in life than you are right now. They had to do the caps, I guess. I was going to get to it, man. Ben SC says, I love you, man. Still thinking about streaming your trial. Look, man, if I go to trial and people aren't streaming it, I'd be shocked. Tweb15 says, Barnes has your back going nuclear on LawTube. I'll say this about LawTube. I've said this a bunch of times. This isn't new. Any sort of like tube community, Comicsgate went through this, fucking IBS, Internet Blood Sports community went through this. All these communities go through this. When you just associate everybody's LawTube, like you don't get to filter out who's retarded or who sucks or who's a piece of shit. They just are there. So it's like, oh, there's a lawyer who's streaming. That must be LawTube or whatever. And there's no way to like keep them out. No, you can't join the club. Who fucking cares? That's why I always said, I don't want to be in LawTube. People ask me legitimately, this is a long time ago, like after Rittenhouse, to create the LawTube entity, whatever that would be, like get people together as a business venture with like stream splitting and revenue sharing and all this stuff. And I was like, that sounds like killing yourself slowly. And I don't want to do that. If I'm going to do it, it should be quick. Not that. Can you imagine trying to run the accounting on like all these lawyers? Well, I streamed 13.2 hours that day. It's like, oh my God. They'd be doing it intense and billing you. Ugh. No, thank you. Super Nerd says, hey, Nick, hope you and Lady Raggets are doing better. Thank you very much. Tweb, I read your one about Barnes saying the search warrant's total crock. I can't talk about it. Super Nerd, yeah. Trump's guilty verdict and the prison time. I didn't answer that one. Prison time for Trump is problematic. There's a federal statute that says so long as a president or his family under the meaning of the definition in the statute, so long as he is president and receiving the protections of the Secret Service, either as current president or former president, he cannot be put into a situation, or it is unlawful for a government agent to put him into a situation that hampers or impairs Secret Service's ability to protect him. This is why impeachment is critical in another way, like because when you impeach a president, you remove that Secret Service protection, I believe. I don't believe it remains after impeachment. And so when you impeach someone, you can then prosecute them. And if they go to prison, it's not messing with their ability to be incarcerated. But right now, if you want to incarcerate President Trump, you have to do it at a facility where the Secret Service would be overseeing him. So it's much more likely to get sort of a house arrest situation or something like that, because they'd have to comply with the statute. If a judge orders Trump into a prison and that interferes with the Secret Service's ability to protect him, that judge may be violating federal statute specifically targeting government agents, so he wouldn't have like some sort of immunity on it. It'd be a big fucking mess too. It'd go straight to the Supreme Court. Like, no, you can't put me in prison. Look, prisons are nice. Mar-a-Lago, a little bit nicer. Better taco salads, maybe. You'd have this huge fucking fight over it. It'd be way easier to just order him to house arrest like they did with, what's his face? Pablo Escobar. Felon Unsecured says, so I assume live shots are not a thing. How much for you to do a rail on camera? None of that's okay. Tweb15 says, do you have a memorial service for your front door? Did we? That was good. Man, I have so many stories from that day. Crass Cat says, are you and Lady Rackets together still? I think so. I haven't checked in the past couple minutes. Yes, of course. There was a weird thing where everybody thought that I posted Bond for unconditional release, but Lady Rackets didn't, or that I didn't post it for her. We posted Bond the exact same time. I think now you can see the receipt, but for whatever reason, the county just didn't file it that day, and it went into the weekend. So everybody was speculating like there was some rift between us or separation. And at first I was like laughing. I'm like, that's funny. And then all of a sudden I realized, no, the county actually didn't file her unconditional release. And we had to get that taken care of because the county was incompetent in filing that. But no, we posted bond literally at the exact same time, have the 2 receipts for it. And I just had to go down to the courthouse and be like, hey, waive the receipt. And the lady's like, it's already taken care of. I was like, because it wasn't like you guys didn't do it on Thursday or on Friday or whatever day it was that we posted. I can't even remember. You didn't do it last week. So it's done now. And she's like, yeah, it's done now. I'm like, are you sure? Can I check? And she's like, yeah. So I checked and it's done. But yeah, people like made, and this is the fun of the internet, right? Like that story became Lady Raggers threw me out of the house, or I threw her out of the house, or I was setting her up to fail or something. And I'm like, the fuck are these people talking about? Holy shit. That was just the county fucking up. Hope Lady Raggers is doing better. Me too. Super Nerd says, look, Nick, even though you're gay, don't drop the soap. What's the equivalent of I am the one who knocks for the guy, like, not dropping the soap, but the other one? I am the one who mounts. Billy the Kid Law says, I'm sure Greg Doucette, Mars Girl, Jamie Markey, Shane Holmberg, etc. reached out in support, right? Yes. They all said they send their deepest sympathies. Robin Sage says, I hope you and the lady are doing okay. That's what we really care about. Look, we're in a shit situation, obviously. And all of that will be what it is over time. And right now, a little bug, in light of all that and in consideration of that, we are doing relatively okay. I mean, it's not fun, but we're alive. And, that's happening. I don't know what else to say. It's like, it's not the best circumstance, but all things considered, we're okay. Davis Mark says, having dealt with a criminal case before, I know these things take time. It's often in the defendant's best interest to delay things as much as possible. So I get it. Take care of yourself, Nick. And that is, what I'm doing. DT Poch says, show us the medallion and Red Bar's watching. What's up, Red Bar? I don't have the medallion up here. I'll bring it out sometime. I don't actually know where it is. It's somewhere in my office. But I'll bring it out. I don't care. It's just not up here. And I don't know where it is. Probably put in a box of miscellaneous shit for now. Indiana the Dog says, Miranda does not fuck. Don't wave her, right? I guess. Chichunia says, unbreaded. Not tonight, but that'll be part of the show still. Like, I'm not getting rid of the unbreaded segment. Phoebe Gigantor says, but have you seen Ratatatata by Electric Callboy and Baby Metal? Nope. Nick Naylor says, what was your reaction to the trolls in the Zoom hearing? You can see my reaction. There was someone who told me to kill myself, and I kind of just went, what do you do? I was mostly laughing because, so I was the first hearing at the arraignment, I believe. And they're like, okay, we're going to clear all the rooms and bring them in. And I started seeing a bunch of fat, ugly people, like with their cameras on, like panned into the, like this number. Like I saw a bunch of those like weirdos. Believe me, if you've been to, there are places you can go to see these people, but you start seeing a bunch of them and you go, oh no, the court has no idea. The jail has no idea. Like they don't know what's about to happen. And I had no idea, like I was in jail, right? I don't have access to the internet. Like, it's old school, whatever. So I have no idea, like, who knows anything. But once I start seeing those weirdos fucking pop up, bloop, 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 and the judge is like, why are these chimes going all the time? And I'm like, oh, sir, those chimes are going to go for a while. Maybe the court admin could, like, turn off the notification sound or something, but nah, let's just let it go. And I start seeing a fucking billion people popping in. I was like, okay. And then when someone came on, they like had a giant, like they had a dildo on the screen, just like, I was like, that was kind of funny. And then someone comes on and drops the N-word a couple times. And that's when it was that one, the Nick Rekieta, kill yourself. That didn't stop anybody. But the court's like, someone's like, N-word, N-word, N-word. And the court's like, whoa, we got to stop this. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, why do they get special treatment? They're not even here. That was rude. But, I mean, once I realized that the news is out there, people have found out about it, and they're in the arraignment hearing, it's like, what do? You just sit here and laugh because the court has no idea what they're in for. The jail staff are like, we usually see a decent amount of people in these things. I'm like, oh, you usually do? There's like 9 pages of extra names on Zoom. You have no fucking idea what's going on. That's cool. Next. Indiana the Dog says, can you do the other half of the SCOTUS oral argument Trump immunity case as a comeback stream so we'll get mad views and no ruling yet and showcase your mad skills? Maybe. There's been a bunch of really good Supreme Court shit going on. The NRA did something useful. That was cool. Good job. Ann B says, can the cat picture stay? I'm actually hoping that the background, I have to frame out the shot on the camera and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure how everything's going to look yet and what pictures will be in there. The Joker painting will be in there very prominently. Depending on how the shot is framed, the Johnny Depp and the cat painting may make quite a big appearance. But I have to kind of put shit on the wall and then frame the shot in the camera before I can say what will be where. Sorry, I had to get the rest of them to load up. Lord Boffin says, Rekieta Law tip, just say fuck legal mindset. All the best to you, Nick. Hey, thanks, brother. Chichunia says, love you, Nick. Happy you're back. We missed you. Seriously, hope you're doing well. Thank you. Koof says, thank you for not killing yourself. Every time. Every time. You're welcome. Casey1216 says, looking better. Keep being better, please. Okay. Candace Marie says, Nick, habits can be changed and corrected. Feeble mindset's eye, though. That is stuck in its way. Silver linings. Juggalo Debo says, still got your back from the day you started locals and will until you stop or I die. And how things are going. Fuck, where'd that go? And how things are going, I bet the latter is more likely. Cool. The Ralph retort says, thanks for confirming the interview. Looking forward to it. Hey, what's up, Ralph? Yeah, we'll be talking pretty soon, man. I'll try and get back to you and start working on a date so we can announce it ahead of time and all that shit. Poet says, great to see you, Nick. Hey, great to see you, the poet. Cassie Mayron says, great mugshot. Locals gift? Yes, the locals gift was my mugshot. You're welcome. I've been planning it for a long time. No, the locals gift is still coming. I've actually, again, resumed talks with a new source for getting that done. It's no one needs to believe me. I say don't believe me on things I say. Just when I do them, you'll know. I am working on it. CBC Drinker 001 says, good to see you again. Hope all is going well. Yeah, it's terrific. It is what it is, man. Candace Marie says, hi, Andrew. I know you can't take your eye off me no matter how many cartoon tits are in front of you. Shit. Cedar Rose says, I'm on board for Sober Rackets trial streams. Hopefully they're good. Candace Marie says, Nick, just because you were standing doesn't make it stand-up comedy. Sober stand-up streams have a nice ring to them, though. Again, the standing for a stream, I ordered a stand-up sit-down desk a while ago on Kickstarter and everything got fucked. I should never order from Hungarians or whatever. I'm just kidding. Just that company. But that thing has never been delivered. I don't know if it ever will, but it was cool. It's fucking awesome and I really want it. But the idea was that I could transition between standing up and sitting down a lot. but that hasn't happened. So, but standing up has always been fun for a lot of different types of streams. But it really does keep the showtime down because you don't want to fucking stand up for like 10 hours. Sausage Finger says, hey man, I've had a shitty day and you made me laugh more in 20 minutes than I have all week. Thanks, Rackets. Hey, you're welcome. Glad. Candace Marie says, here's some well-intentioned advice that you have seen and heard over 9,000 times. Candace Marie says, you talking to cops is beta, but throwing the warrant down saying it doesn't mean shit was top tier response I hope for. Again, at some point, maybe all of this can be talked about. Right now, you know, I did what I did and I have and had my reasons. And as far as hold your tits, county attorney, what I'm talking about is I did what I did in regards to the warrant and all that stuff. And all of that, like, obviously you do what you do in the situation that you're in. I'm specifically talking about the day of the execution of the search warrant. Yeah, like, people will criticize it or people will agree with it. It is what it is. And we'll see. We'll see how everything pans out, I suppose. Chili Cheese J says, it's good to see you back and looking healthy. Thank you. I have missed your old streams pre-Keffel's craziness. Let the retards be retarded and do your shit, Rackets. Much love. Hey, cheers. Mary is me247 says, what about the cat picture? Will it still be on display in your office? Love you, man. It will be on display in my office, hopefully more prominently. But again, I got to frame the shot, so I don't know. New York Renal MD says, praying for you. If you need medical help, DM on Twitter. Renal that's kidneys, right? Like, mine's good for now. I'm sure I'll fuck it up eventually. But thanks, man. Candace Marie says, Dick has been begging for the Sonichu. Are you planning to send him it? He hasn't sent me a message asking. Dick just asked. Maybe I'll bring it to him in person. Let's see. Doc F1 says, fuck you. How are the kids you've devastated? I'm not aware of any kids I've devastated, but I hope they're okay. SEO Vibe says, everyone here at SEO Vibe and Palmyra Productions, nothing but the best for you and Lady Rackets and kiddos. 3 members on our team actually know you personally, and I'm sure they'll be in touch and in due time to wish you the best. It says and due time, which in the context, I don't think you want to say. In due time to wish you the best. I won't mention names here. TC, hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Billy the Kid Law says, I don't know if you recognize my name when I chat sometimes, but you got me through some dark shit when my mom died in 2019. You always have my support, brother. Hey, happy to be able to offer just a little bit of light in the, in that tunnel. And I appreciate it very much. Doc F1 says, does Aaron still have visitation with Kayla? I don't know. I haven't checked with the county. Doc F1 says, plug youtube.com/Contra Indian 92 cut band. Get better and take care of your kids. Okay, God. Aloha from Kansas says, Nick, I believe in you. Can't wait to have trial streams back. Me too. And then we've got 2 more, and then we're going to wrap up. So the way Logos works, it gets kind of hard to keep track of these. So don't send any more in. I appreciate them, but for now, just don't. Well, there's 3 more now. Lazy Bastard says, at least you weren't accused of trying to smoke Parmesan cheese you found on the carpet. 4 more. 5. God damn it. I said stop. Stop sending me. Yeah, no, that would be weird. Nick Naylor says, you might have already answered this or refused to, but any comment on what Aaron said, not the legal parts. Like I said, all of this stuff will probably be addressed in time, but the best I can say and the simplest I can say is that the true story lies somewhere divergent from pretty much any orated story. As for Aaron, he'll say what he says. people can assess him for who he is without my input. I hope he makes $1 million. Tiffanol said, I bought a super awesome standing sitting desk. Cool. Dusklight says, will you go back on the road circuit when you can? I would love to. My whole, like, I wasn't lying when I said, like, my life got fucking condensed and crunched, and the stress of life and my inability to even have fucking time to do the streaming schedule that I wanted was all real. Like, and that hasn't really changed. It was supposed to lighten up as the school year wound down. Now I have currently some new obligations to deal with, but hopefully that'll loosen up a little bit and timelines will become more predictable. Because like I said, the show is going to, I'm not abandoning nighttime streams, by the way. But not all streams will be at night, and there's going to be a much bigger daytime presence, and then hopefully more flexibility on trial streams and shit like that. But along with that, going back on the road circuit, right now I have more pressing issues than, going out to places. It already pissed people off when I would go out and like meet people in public, but like the people who weren't there would get annoyed. Right now, that's kind of way on the back burner, but I love going out and meeting people. I love going and doing live shows and hanging out with friends on the internet, as like Camelot and Dick and stuff like that. But I also love just like meeting you guys at stuff, and I would love to do some meetups. We may be able to do some Minnesota ones here pretty soon, pretty soon, whenever that is. At some point, maybe able to do Minnesota ones, but going further out than that, right now, I'm going to have to be around here a lot. I want to be very clear, like I'm not on restriction. I can technically leave the state. I just have to make all court appearances. It's just, I have shit that I have to do here as well in relation to my case, as well as in relation to life. So we'll see. As soon as I can go and like be out and meet people and do events, I'm doing them. Absolutely. And there's some events this year that may still happen with. It just all has to be kind of woven around everything else. Candace Marie says, get a scale, do a weight challenge with Vito. You gain 10 pounds and he loses 10 pounds every week. Weigh yourself and take Vito's booty. No, I don't want to gain 10 pounds right now. If I just gain 10 pounds right now, it'll all be eating because I haven't had time to get into the swing of a gym membership. So until I'm actually, this is right where I want to be prior to building muscle and bulking. The thing with being over 40 that you learn is when you bulk as a man over 40, you bulk directly into your fucking gut, which is why so many guys out there are absolute embarrassing specimens. I'm not going to sit here and pound calories into my gut. If I'm going to gain weight, it's going to be done where I want to gain weight. That'll be through a specific workout regime, and then I'll be increasing calories to, supplement that. I'm not going to do it by just eating a shitload and gaining 10 pounds. I could do that right now and keep gaining the weight I've been gaining, but what I'll do is I'll end up just putting it right into my belly because men over 40 do that. Avian 3 says, tip sent out of spite. Love you, bud. Get better. Thank you. Matt F79 says, I just wish the best for you and your family, Nick. You have a lot of support. Take advantage of it. Oh, believe me, I will. Creative Lawyer. Welcome back. Best in your absence. We had a fun to hire Bruce Rivers for you. Bruce Rivers is probably a great attorney. I don't know if he's the right attorney for me or not. I have never spoken to the man, but he seems really cool and a lot of people like him. Talking Trash and True says, don't send anymore. Don't tell me what to do. Xander's Rand says, how is Jim doing? Like, what do you mean? The Jim that I blamed? That was my favorite headline, I have to say, is like about that stream is like mysterious blames unidentified man named Jim. The Fox 9 fucking article that said, I blamed an unidentified man named Jim. I was like, oh, that's so fucking funny. God, I wish this was happening to someone else just so I can make fun of that. God, that's great. Faust IXV says, why would you let another man come in your wife? Why would you let another man come in your wife? That's a philosophical question. Avian3 says, what's it like being a black man? It's great. See you later. Billy the Kid Law says, when and if shit settles down later, you should try getting an interview with Ronnie Radke, falling in reverse. So I think that'd be fun. High on my list of people I want to talk to and do an interview with. I want to talk to him about art and creation, of course, navigating the criminal justice world in the context that he had it. A Ghost of Recon says, I'm still trying to figure out what in that warrant was actually probable cause. Again, I'm not going to talk about it online. If I make any comments about the warrant or the probable cause or anything like that, you'll see them filed in court by my lawyer at the time that happens, if it's going to happen. I can't talk legal strategy or anything like that. You guys hopefully can appreciate that by now. All right, guys, with that, we're gonna say goodnight. Let me just get the chat back up. We're going to say goodnight. M.R. Publius says, I had a bomb-ass take on the warrant, in my opinion. Look, I have a bunch of personal opinions about the warrant. I have a bunch of legal opinions about the warrant. I can't share them online. Ghost of Recon says, fair, take it easy. Team F Squid says, I wish you could laugh at all the glorious memes, you giant faggot. Hope all goes well. Know that I am laughing in here and down where my pee is stored in the balls. And look, just because circumstances can take away the appearance of levity, no one has the right to take away your opinions. No one has the right to take away what you enjoy. No one has the right to take away your amusement. Always remember that. That's actually a tough one. That was tough for me early on because you have to rein in what you say. You have to, make sure, like, when you get arrested, especially in a small town and it's big news, every time you go out, you think people are watching you. You don't know who is or who isn't. You might just be walking past someone. They're like, oh, look at that idiot. He's wearing a stupid shirt. Likely true in my case. But you also don't know if they're looking at you because they saw you in a newspaper or something. And it's really like unsettling. But when you take just a second and you realize that no matter what the outward appearance is and what you have to do for whatever, they don't get to actually take away your internal thoughts. They don't get to take away your enjoyment of things. No one can do that but you. So you find happiness enjoying your circumstances. And maybe you can't blast them online, but we never used to anyway. So enjoy things you enjoy. Find mirth where you can. This is just advice for whenever you're down. Like this isn't like my situation. It's every situation. Take mirth where you can, find joy where you can, and remember that the only person who can prevent you from having those internal reactions and opinions is you. That's it. State can't do it. Internet trolls can't do it. No one can. You have to choose to no longer find the good in life. So find it for your own fucking health, because if you don't, you'll die. There's no other way to say it. Crasscat says, why did you lie to us for so long after we defended you for over a year? I'm not particularly aware of lying to you, but I don't know what you're referring to. So sorry. I also never asked anybody to defend me ever. I actually usually would tell people not to. So, but yeah, please don't. Please don't. One of my friends, I'll share this last little thing. One of my friends said, hey man, it's getting hard to defend you over the scuttlebutt or something. And I was like, butt or something. And I was like, my friends said, hey man, it's getting hard to defend you over the scuttlebutt or something. And I was like,